That 67-year-old Vietnam veteran scraped by without his income for almost 3 months before reaching out to us. At first, the VA said it might be fraud. Then it said it was the vet's fault. But we kept pressing until we got the truth and an apology.
Okay, we'll give him one. If he wants one.
Do not ever refer to me as a preposition.
You're not a prepositional phrase? There you go, James.
Yes, sir.
Julius Garcia loves joking around with his buddy from across the street, Charles Brown. They both served in the Army back in the Vietnam era. Here's a picture of Julius from 1970. The last 3 months, though, have been tough. In October, Julius stopped receiving his disability checks from the VA. Every month, he gets a little more than $3,000 deposited directly into his credit union account.
This money is essential that I have because that's what it's given to me for, is to take care of me, because there's many things that I no longer can do for myself.
When Julius called the VA to ask why his money hadn't arrived, he was told someone had changed his direct deposit information. Instead of going to Julius's credit union, the money was redirected to a bank Julius had never used. Julius says the VA instructed him to immediately change the direct deposit information back so that his future payments would go into the right account. Then the VA told Julius to file a fraud report with SAPD, since it might have been an attempt to steal his benefits. Julius filed the report even though he was skeptical.
I think that there was human error, and someone sent the money there from the VA accidentally. That's what I think.
To the wrong bank?
To the wrong bank.
Sure enough, the VA was able to quickly retrieve the money from the other bank, but instead of giving it to Julius, the VA held on to it and froze his account, so he didn't receive his December check either.
I said, what for? They got the money back. They said, well, there's possible fraud and somebody did it.
And then all communication stopped for several weeks. That's when Julius called the troubleshooters.
I can't get any corrective action because they stonewall you and they don't respond.
I contacted the VA on Julius's behalf in January. They basically told me Julius was to blame for his account being suspended because he filed a fraud report with police and changed his direct deposit information back to the correct bank, the two things the VA had instructed Julius to do. I emailed the VA again and asked them to investigate who changed Julius's deposit information in the first place, and that's when the VA sent this statement. This began as a data entry error on our part that happened on October 4 when Mr. Garcia's direct deposit information was erroneously changed. We are deeply sorry for the inconvenience and hardship this placed on Mr. Garcia and his family. Right about that time, the VA deposited more than $9,000 into Julius's account, putting an end to his stressful 3-month ordeal.
This is astounding to me. It's hard for me to believe.
Well, we're glad you got your money back.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Our pleasure.
Julius says he accepts the apology. Humans do make mistakes after all, but he says what frustrates veterans the most are the long delays to fix problems and the lack of communication. Improving those things, he says, would help restore trust in the VA. I'm News 4 troubleshooter Jaie Avila.